Well,
When you did the funeral wreath.
well, I mean, that's not what really just tickled me, but I'm trying to think of something wonderful I did that I'm proud of that would fit these qualifications. Rather, I don't know if I was proud of that. It tickled me greatly, especially when. Do people know this story?
They may know parts of it, but I'll ask you about it.
We're just glossing over it, but basically, at one point when I was running Smoky Mountain Wrestling, WCW had a spectacular failure. I believe it was a bottomless pit of a house show that just nobody came to at a major market.
It was before Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
I was living.
Because Hurd was gone by the time Smoky Mountain started.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
What?
Hurd was ousted in the fall of 91. That's when Kip Fry came in.
I thought it was this was when I was in Knoxville. Well, nevertheless, all right, then I was still living in Charlotte. But the same thing occurred. They goddamn hit a spectacular failure of some description, whether it was a bomb of a house show or a horrible pay-per-view buy rate or a horrible rating or whatever. Just it was a trend, but they finally hit some really spectacular failure. And I sent Jim Hurd a wreath of dead black roses. They couldn't have them dead, they couldn't time it right. So a wreath of black roses with a card that said, "My deepest sympathies on the death of your wrestling promotion." And it said, "Dear Jim," and then signed Jim Cornette. So apparently, from what I found out later on from Jim Ross, when Hurd got him, he got fucking hot, and he picked him up and carried him down to Ross's office and put him on JR's desk while he wasn't there. As though JR comes, I guess because he was like, "Well, here's your fucking pal, Cornette," right? So JR comes in and sees that and says, "Well, Corny wouldn't send that to me." And then he realized what the fuck was going on, and he picked him up and carried him back down to Hurd's office and set him back on Hurd's desk.
When you did that, you were obviously still working with Stan Lane. You guys did a bunch of indie shows between WCW and Smoky Mountain Wrestling starting. Did you fill him in that you were going to do that before you sent it?
Oh, God. Well, I didn't sign his name to it. So
no, but did he know that you were going to do that? Who knew that you were going to do that?
I probably just had an idea one day. It was sitting near the phone at home and thought, well, that would be fucking hilarious. Probably I was reading The Observer and just did it. I didn't really know, didn't feel the need to consult with anybody on it.
When you actually call up and place the order, do they say anything? Or it's just like, okay, sure, we'll bring this to CNN Center, to the offices of this man.
No, I told him ahead of time. I said, "Hey, it's a joke, old friend of mine, so it's going to be a little weird, but there's no cursing in it or anything." And and then the hardest thing was to find the black flowers or the black roses, rather, whatever the fuck they were.
Did they actually find black roses, or did they dye other color roses?
I didn't get a bill for any dyeing, so I never saw them at the other end, obviously. So I have to assume that they were naturally black. But JR said they were quite dark. It looked quite funereal. The fucking.
How much was it?
Oh, I can't back then, 1991. Then you say whatever, $100, probably less.
Is it a business expense? Do you deduct it from your taxes?
No, I considered it like a vacation. Somebody gave me pleasure.